At least 34 people have died across Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Mississippi as powerful storm systems swept through the Midwest and South. The storms have left hundreds of thousands of customers without power, injured 29 people in Arkansas, and caused fatalities linked to wildfires in Oklahoma. Nearly 9 million people are under tornado watches, including in Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. Another 82.8 million are covered by wind advisories, particularly in the middle of the country. The severe weather threats are moving eastward overnight, with Georgia bracing for heavy rainfall, flash floods, damaging wind gusts, and quickly developing tornadoes. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has declared a state of emergency and plans to tour affected areas after severe weather blew through the state on March 14th.
We're going down to see what's left.
A system moved through the region on Friday, bringing with it high winds, hail, rain, and possible tornadoes. As of 10:10 p.m. on March 15th, around 8,500 people across the state were without power. The Arkansas Division of Emergency Management, ADEM, said Saturday that 3 people had been confirmed dead in Independence County and 32 people had been reported injured across 8 counties as a result of the storms. ADEM said 16 counties had reported damage from the storms, including Baxter, Clark, Fulton, Greene, Hempstead, Hot Spring, Independence, Izard, Jackson, Lawrence, Nevada, Phillips, Randolph, Sharp, Stone, and Woodruff. As state officials continue to work on response and recovery while gathering information on how many people were affected, the governor's office has set into motion actions to possibly assist in the process. On Saturday morning, Sanders declared an emergency, citing down power lines and thousands without power across the state as one of the major impacts of the storms. The weather-related damage includes numerous downed power lines, creating the need for commercial vehicles to haul heavy equipment, oversized loads, transformers, necessary hardware, and other transmission and distribution equipment to line crews, the declaration said. The declaration said that as long as a motor carrier or driver is providing assistance in response to the storms, they're exempt from regulatory rules.
That was my house.
According to the declaration, emergency response vehicles are allowed to bypass Department of Transportation way stations through March 29th this year. A separate release from Sanders' office said she signed an executive order to release $250,000 from the governor's Disaster Response and Recovery Fund to be used at the discretion of the ADEM director. The following is a statement from Sanders' office after the governor spoke to officials from Independence, Greene, Jackson, and Randolph counties. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has been in close contact with local officials impacted by last night's tornadoes and has reached out directly to the leadership of affected counties to offer support. Last night, state emergency personnel were on the ground in these communities to offer support and assist with disaster response. And this morning, the governor declared a state of emergency and released $250,000 in state funds to further assist recovery efforts. The governor promised county leaders her close support throughout the recovery process and offered her condolences for the Arkansans who were killed and injured in the storm. One of the most affected areas after Friday's storms was Cave City in Sharp County. A National Weather Service team found EF3 damage in the area and said winds likely reached 165 miles per hour, the very top of the EF3 scale. Sanders has announced plans to tour storm damage in Cave City and receive a briefing from local officials on March 15th. Cave City Mayor Jones Anderson has said in Facebook posts that sections of the city are experiencing power restoration sooner than expected and that the main focus today is getting vegetation debris hauled out of the city. Anderson urged people to stay off the streets and explained he's asked state police for help keep the streets clear. The mayor also said the city is under a state of emergency with a dusk till dawn curfew in place until further notice. Residents are also being asked to conserve water. This won't be quick. It won't be perfect, but it will be done, and we will climb out of this. I can already see it and feel it. We are going to recover and be okay, Cave City, Anderson said. ADM shared around 3:20 p.m. on Saturday that members of the Arkansas National Guard had been dispatched to assist with efforts in Cave City. NWS said additional storm surveys will continue Saturday and in the coming days. The sky unleashed a monstrous tornado upon southwestern Indiana on Saturday morning. Its violent winds tore apart Gibson County, leaving a scene of destruction. This comes as the Forecast Center closely monitors a major tornado outbreak that is reaching its peak on Saturday and has already caused significant damage in multiple locations. Evansville resident Jay Burden captured video footage, seen above, of the tornado's path toward Oakland City from his home.
Yep. So,
I was just hoping everyone in the path had clear advanced warning to take shelter, Burden told local media. The National Weather Service warned that the destructive tornado had been sighted just after 4 a.m. and issued a particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning for Oakland City as the storm approached. Gibson County Sheriff Bruce Vanoven confirmed extensive storm damage in the county and around Oakland City and rural Francisco. I implore you, I beg you, please do not come out and survey the storm damage, he warned. Give us time to do our jobs. There are trees down. There were power lines down. There are power poles down.
We're just here in Cave City cleaning up after
a tornado watch remains in effect until 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time for Jackson and Jennings counties in south central and southeast Indiana, including the cities of North Vernon and Seymour. The Forecast Center said a tornado outbreak is expected on Saturday across the central Gulf Coast states and deep south into the Tennessee Valley. Numerous significant tornadoes, some of which should be long-track and potentially violent, EF4, are expected in the afternoon and evening hours. More than 250,000 customers were without power across 6 states early Sunday, according to PowerOutage.us, a site that tracks energy providers. About 70,000 customers were without power in Georgia, followed by about 63,000 in Missouri. Another 42,000 were without power in Tennessee, followed by about 37,000 in North Carolina, about 36,000 in Alabama, and about 10,000 in Mississippi. Farther north, about 40,000 in Michigan and about 15,000 in Ohio were without power. Over the past 24 hours, more than 40 reported tornadoes have swept across 8 states in the Midwest and South, and the dangerous, severe weather threat continues. The 8 states with reported tornadoes in the past day are Alabama, Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Illinois, Indiana, and Tennessee. Overall, there have been more than 500 reports of severe weather since late Friday, from the Midwest into the South, including not only tornadoes, but damaging wind gusts and large hail.
Oh man, I don't think
a tornado watch designated a particularly dangerous situation remains in effect for much of Alabama and portions of Mississippi and Louisiana until 8 p.m. Central Time. The worst of the tornado threat will be over after this. From eastern Tennessee, including Knoxville, into northwestern Georgia, a tornado watch remains in effect until 1 a.m. Eastern Time. Additional watches could be posted in the coming hours for points east, across Georgia, and into the Florida Panhandle.
we're probably going to get a flat.
There is also the threat of additional severe thunderstorms bringing potentially damaging wind gusts and large hail. Any stronger, slow-moving thunderstorms could also bring torrential rain and frequent lightning. Dangerous flash flooding is also a concern. flash flood warnings are in effect from southern Mississippi through central Tennessee. At least 30 homes were damaged after a tornado touched down in the area of Kentwood and East Fork in northern Louisiana on Saturday, March 15th, amid a widespread and deadly spate of storms and tornadoes across southern states, police said. In updates online, the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office, TPSO, said the East Fork community north of Kentwood was the worst impacted. Alongside the damaged homes, the sheriff's office reported dozens of downed trees and downed power lines, but fortunately, no injuries. It's been a tough day, but Tangipahoa Parish is full of tough people, TPSO said. We are so grateful that no one was injured in our community, but our hearts are with those in Tylertown who were not as fortunate, they added, after reports emerged the same storm had left several people dead in Tylertown, Mississippi, about 25 miles, 40 kilometers, northeast of Kentwood across the state line.